This exhibition is a comprehensive survey of the entire history of Chicano photography. And I feel it's really important because no such exhibition has ever been undertaken. So it's a 60-year history. The history begins in the mid-1960s, and the work in the show continues till just about the present day. And that kind of really sets the parameters of what this photography is about. It's about our culture, about our community, about our struggles, and about the importance that we self-represent ourselves. So it begins with a selection of work made in the late 1960s by photographers who were very actively involved with the civil rights movement. At that time, these were primarily students or volunteers. They were really amateurs. They were not professionally trained photographers, but they saw that they were part of a momentous time in history, and they wanted to document that. And we're very fortunate that their archives exist. Following a section of the exhibition called Protests and Affirmations, we moved to a long section about portraits. And that was very important to me because, prior to the 1960s, Mexican Americans were sort of an overlooked, ignored aspect of society. But with the camera, we're able to represent ourselves. We're able to show ourselves to the world for our own community and for the world at large. So you'll see this large section of portraits that begins with work in the 1970s. So it's more kind of straight or direct photography. But then as you move along in history, you'll see these more kind of inventive or non-traditional approaches to photography. So almost every photographer in the show is in the portrait section, and you'll see these really varied approaches to photography. That's followed by a section called Domesticana, which are images of family and home, which is another really kind of important aspect of Chicano culture. There's a section on claiming space, the way we use public space, the way we claim space to make it our own. There's a section on the border, which is truly elemental to who we are. Another section on history, whether it's more recent personal history or the way we think about this ancient historical legacy that we're a part of. The final section of the show here at the Cheech is called Other Selves, Other Realities. And it's a section that returns to portraits, but more kind of imagined ideas of portraiture, the way we negotiate or transgress idea. If you go next door to the RAM, you're going to see a section on the archive, the way that artists have used photography to archive our history. The importance is that these photographers continue to document this and that, we have an opportunity through this museum to see this work.